Wrong button.
Hey, how's it going, everybody? Flinger here. Now, today we're going to be talking about a few tips and tricks to help you out in Palworld 1.0 because the game has been out for, a minute. But in 1.0, the patch, oh man, so many things changed. And, honestly, there's going to be a lot of new people coming in. Also, there's going to be a lot of older people coming back. So, hey, I hope these tips help you out. Honestly, yeah, these are things I wish I would have known when I first came back, because I came back. I got this game when it very first came out in early access. Didn't touch it for a long time. Now that 1.0 is out, man, I am really, really digging this game. All right, so hey, first things first, let's get back to the options menu. How to set up your game here really quick. All right, so if you want to change the settings on any of your custom settings, you do this either via this way, or if you're hosting a server, you do that through there. But yeah, if you want to come down through here, there's a few different things. Granted, I would recommend not changing the XP rate. Well, honestly, this isn't that kind of video. Let's talk about a couple things I would recommend doing. All right, so a few things for tips. If you like big bases, big singular bases, I would recommend that you turn this right here, maximum number of pals at base. Turn it up rather high. This way here, if you're just going to have like one or two big bases, yeah, I would recommend setting this to around 30. Yeah, 30-ish or so like that, because default is on 15, which is a big enough base. But, if you want to have a base that does everything, you kind of need to have more pals. So, yeah, go ahead, whip that sucker up there and get that sucker going. All right, now that we're heading back in game, first things first, before we get into any big, huge, major tips on whatever going in, the biggest one I can tell you is in this. This is a sandbox survival crafting game. See all this stuff on the right side where, the questing and stuff like that? None of that's mandatory. Just know, going into this, none of that's mandatory. You can play this game however you want. Just because some dude on the internet says, hey, you need to play it this way, you have to go through all the towers, you have to beat the bosses, you have to do it in this order, don't pay any attention to that. Do it however the hell you want to. Seriously. And if you want to pay attention to it, do it how you want to. If you don't want to, don't. Yeah, this is a sandbox survival game, so it has a PAL, theme wrapped up in it, but for the most part, it's a sandbox game. Play it however you want. Seriously. Now, with that said, one of the first things I would recommend, once you actually finally get to a spot where you set up your base and you are paying attention to a few different things, I would recommend that you pay very close attention to, or you pay a little bit attention, not very close attention, but you pay some attention to base upgrades. You walk up to the base box, you press V, and then it'll go through and it'll tell you exactly how many, what you need to upgrade, everything like that. My current base level is 21. I could get this up to easily about 25 right now. But, yeah, honestly, 21 is pretty good for me. But early game, you really want to get this up a decent height, probably about 5 or 6. Before you want to start, backing off a little bit, let a couple things happen, and then do like 3 or 4 levels all at once kind of thing. So, yeah, just make sure that you're kind of paying attention, because this determines how many bases you can have and how many pals can actually be at your base. It doesn't matter how many you have turned on. Even if you have it turned on maximum 30 or maximum 50 pals at your base, I can still only have 21 of mine right now because I'm base level 21. By default, this caps the maximum amount of pals working at your base caps at level 15, but you can change it like we said earlier. So yeah, but I would definitely pay attention to that. All right, early game, honestly, I would recommend not going through and super leveling everything, but I would recommend, if you do want to get a bunch of XP, tame everything, and not just one of everything, 5 of everything. See all these gumbosses right here? See that gold ball right next to them? That means I've tamed 5 or more of them, which at 5, you get a certain bonus. So make sure you definitely tame a bunch of those. See this guy right here? Let me get a little bit closer. Okay, he's the boss, so he's not going to show. But I've only got one of these guys tamed. So his ball is actually going to be silver. So what our goal is to give all of the pals gold balls. You heard me. All right, so yeah, that's what you want to do. And when you have, see these guys right here, these chickapees, I don't have 5 of these, so I can still get the XP bonus if I tamed a couple more of these. So let me see. Blue. Yeah. Oh, wrong button. All right. So there we go. We just got the bonus. 20,000 XP for that. Yeah, it adds up very, very, very quickly. Yeah. Now, with that said, let's head over to my other base, my third base, which is my oil base. You're going to eventually need one of these. Setting up oil is a pain in the butt. So, yeah, it may be tempting to use a base spot where, it looks really cool, and honestly, it's a sandbox game. Build whichever kind of base you want. I don't have a big base spot located yet, but I will eventually. But right now, I don't have one. But right now, all my stuff is pretty much industrial. So this one right here, my third base slot, is used for oil, which it takes oil rigs and it takes electricity. And since I'm generating electricity, I also use this for all of my smelting. Yeah. So yeah, all this is getting done all at the same time with those guys right over there. Yeah. And also, I have since I'm not using up roof or anything else, I also have this thing right here, the PAL Expeditions. And I would recommend always, 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 once you build a PAL Expedition thing, and matter of fact, it's at level 22. As soon as you can get this, get it, all right? And then make sure that it is always running. I mean, always running, especially if you have any ambitions to do any of the bosses here. Actually, let me change destination. Because you see all this stuff that you can get from it. You get crude oil, large pal souls, giant pal souls, all the more raid stuff. So where you can do the raids. Also, ancient civilization parts and ancient civilization cores. You need both of those. And cores, you will definitely need later on. So make sure you go through that. If you've got a lot of them, a lot of pals, and you're not going to be switching around, you can just auto-assign them. But make sure that you've got the ones that you want in your inventory before you do that. Yeah, or if you need to, you can always just cancel all and then come back to it once you get it, because I just tamed this chickpea, and I do not want him in there, and chances are they definitely sent out the one that I was going to use in his place. All right, so once you get that set up, you just go up like this. I just like to auto-assign. That way there you get the highest risk reward, and then just send it, go. And then it'll take an hour. And you come back to it, you'll see a message on the left side of the screen. Remember, it says Expedition Launched, where you can come back and you can come get your stuff from this. So, yeah, it takes an hour. But, yeah, just make sure that sucker is always running. Also, this thing right here, I waited on this. On the PAL Labor Research Lab, don't do what I did. Learn from my mistake. Don't wait on this thing. Always, always, always keep this thing going, because you really, really want this thing. Also, at tier 3 for these, you will get... Let me see. Eventually, you will get a... Here, let me use kindling. Here, kindling. Kindling is one at tier 3 that you get it. You get the flame cauldron. Oh, I think it is. No, at tier 2, you get the flame cauldron. Now, when you put down the flame cauldron, it increases all the, all the kindling of all the ones in your base. So putting it down in this base be super huge. Matter of fact, I was purposely intending on waiting for putting it down so where you guys could see what it looks like. Yeah. Just have to find it. There it is, 21. Okay, see? It's in your technology, apparently. Yeah, see, don't do what I did. Don't wait until the end to do this. Do this early on, trust me. It's going to help you out a ton. Okay, Okay, where did that thing go? We will learn together. It is in the other tab. There we go. All right, so we're going to put it down. We can put it down right here. There we go. Now we just boosted the fire of all of my guys in this base, which is going to be pretty dang huge, actually. All right, I would also encourage you, if you're going to break up into multiple bases, here, let me show you. Have a base that is either a ranch base, or a breeding base, or both. I've actually got mine, since I've got quite a few more pals, I've got mine set up as all three. So I've got my breeding over here, right here in this section. I could go with a second breeding area if you want. Depends on how into breeding you are. I just like to have one going at all times while I'm busy going out and doing things. And then also I have my food in this one here. And then I also have my ranch, which I've got all the stuff to make my cakes and everything going in there. So yeah. So this is the one that feeds all the other bases. Also has my my breeding over there, and then also has my ranch over here, so where I can continue to make a bunch of cakes and stuff like that. Speaking of cakes, when you are just going to be breeding, because chances are you're gonna breed. You're gonna be breeding a lot. Breed often, breed hard, and enjoy it. I'm just saying, if you're going to be doing stuff, I mean, you can get some really overpowered stuff early game, but also, if you legitimately just want, say, I've got a pal here, my Tansy. A lot of people are going to look at this and go, what? Why'd you do that? Well, I have this guy super powered. Granted, I will eventually get these a little bit more locked in, but right now they're pretty good, all right? And I'm not even in endgame yet, but this guy right here is a powerhouse. I mean, absolutely just a powerhouse. I mean, this guy soloed Bjorn, which once you get to later bits of it, you know that's a pretty good feat, all right? He did it. And this is just a simple monkey that you get at level 10. So, yeah. If you wanted to get, like, 3 monkeys and have just 2 of them breeding in the background while you do stuff, and then you come back and you juice all those guys, you compress them, and put them into the one that you've got. That's actually how I got this guy to 4-star. Yeah. By just compressing all the pals, by having a couple of them going while I was doing it, and then just go off and play the game. And then come back. I have a bunch of eggs there. Now, if you're going to be wanting to do stuff like that, I would recommend do mushroom cakes. When it comes around to the cakes, read everything. And then pay very close attention to the periods on it, because this right here has 2 different things it does. Place in the chest at a breeding farm to make pals lay a particular healthy egg. It's going to be a healthy egg, okay? Period. The next one is lay eggs twice as often, twice at once, which means you get double the amount of eggs. So yeah, while this right here may look like a lot, they've only bred 4 times. Yeah. And with that said, also make sure that you have your pal presets set up. So where you've got one, when it's time for you to go pick up those eggs, you've got it right here ready to go. This right here, I've got my grintail in here, which means that 50% chance to turn an egg into, I'll get a double egg. So that's huge. And then my Bronze Cherry Aqua, my Bronze Cherry Regular, which both those combined, even without juicing them up, it's still a 70% chance to turn anything you pick up into an alpha, which is huge. So, yeah, that's pretty dang good. Also, once you are able to get a Sekhmet, breed her, all right? Breed her, and then make sure you've got these guys right here. Right here. Because Sekhmet, if you can get her as an alpha, she unlocks some pretty amazing handiwork stuff. She goes from 30% boost to handiwork to 200% when she's alpha. Just make sure you get her an alpha. Trust me. Pretty dang good. All right, now ranches. I would definitely have ranches set up. I've actually got 2 different ones set up. This one right here is the one I use for all my cakes. Of course, I've got a bee in there. You always need a bee in there. Matter of fact, that's one of the first things I would recommend. Get a bee, put it in there, grab a chocobo, put it in there. You need the honey, you need the eggs, and then also make sure that for whatever else you're doing, make sure you get plenty of milk. Matter of fact, I need to throw another mozzarella in there just so I can start getting milk again. But also, I do have a second ranch, but it's not over on this one. Because I actually ran out of room with the amount of pals that I'm allowed to over there. So I just put it over here. Now, this one right here, because eventually you will need a ton of these things. All right, all these organs. So I've got a specific ranch right here for electric organs, fire organs, ice organs, all of it right there. Just constantly going over here where I have extra room for extra pals doing things. And yeah, because you are going to need so many organs, so many. Just whenever you can, set up a ranch with nothing but organs. Make sure you are reading their description down below, so where it tells you if they get an organ, like right here. Sometimes drops ice organ when assigned to a ranch. Yeah. And then this guy right here sometimes drops electric organs. Yeah, I ran out of electric organs, which is why I have 2 of those guys in there. And that's the segment right there. That's what we were talking about just a minute ago. She's not alpha. I need to make mine alpha. All right. But yeah, once you get that set up, just keep those constantly going. Yeah, it will help you out in the end game. Trust me, because you're going to get to a spot where you're like, I'm out of organs. I need to go farm. No, set up one of these and you'll be covered. Trust me. All right, now I want to talk about the monitoring stand. This thing right here is actually really good. Now if you played Palworld, you know just how important this thing is. If you haven't played Palworld, well, you know. Yeah, this thing is really important. So through here, you can set up 3 different things. One, you can go through work mode. You can tell whether you want your guys to be, slaving, working for the man right here. You can do it, all right? It's going to deplete their sanity. It's going to deplete their hunger. But you're going to get a lot done. But they're going to hate you for it, and they're probably going to get hurt. Now, if you want them relaxed, they're going to chill out. The default is normal work. I just keep it on normal. But now we can get into the work preferences. Say if, say this right here, this flerical, I only want her to do kindling and handiwork. I can actually turn off all this other stuff. Yeah, just uncheck it so where she's just like, oh, okay. I won't even give a dang about that. Yeah, pretty cool. And you can do that with each individual one, and you can kind of fine-tune what the bases are. So if you just want people watering your crops and then running the stuff back to your boxes, you can set it up right there. All right, now the last one is this right here. This is the C button on it. You can actually specifically assign certain things to certain tasks, like ranch. Say if instead of picking them up and throwing them in the ranch, which you can do, just press the V button, pick them up, you go to the ranch, you toss them in there. Or you can build one of these things and you just assign them. Be like, bam, get in there. All right? Like my large power generator. I want these guys on there no matter what. So these guys right there, constantly at work there. My ancient furnace, I've got these 2 on there because you have to have hot and you have to have cold working on that, which is the first one. Other than that, all the other furnaces are just hot. Yeah, make sure you have one of those going. Matter of fact, I would also, once you get to a spot where you start having plenty of stone, always have this thing running. Just always have it running. Because you're going to need so many Paldean fragments. Yeah, just always go. All right, yeah. All right, so anyway, that right there, those are the tips that, honestly, I wish I knew when I first started out. I hope this helps you out quite a bit. Yeah, honestly, learn from my mistakes, and, yeah. Oh, also, when I was talking about juicing pals, it's for this thing right over here. The pal condensation menu, it really does help out quite a bit. Yeah, I've got these 2 right here that are maxed out, and then these ones right here I'm slowly working on. But yeah. Breeding is an easy way of getting all that done. All right, so hey, anyway, I hope this video helps you out. If you haven't already, make sure you hit that like button. I really appreciate it. If you're new around here, subscribe. And until next time, this is Flinger, and take it easy, everybody.